and welcome back in our today's session. Friends, in our day-to-day life, we are using several prepositions and we are getting a lot of confusions while using it. Okay, see here, when we have to use in, when we have to use into, okay, and when we have to use on, upon, over, several prepositions we are using, but while using it we are getting number of confusions. And so in today's session we are going to discuss the same chapter, same point, that is a preposition. Okay, see, as far as your exam point of view, this chapter is very important. See here, I have given some examples. With these examples we try to understand what does it means. What is the meaning of preposition? First of all, we will discuss this point. See, there is a cow in the field. The first example is here. There is a cow in the field. Okay, here the word in is there. He is fond of tea. He is fond of tea. The cat jumped off the chair. Okay, here in, of, these are prepositions. Now the question is here, in the first sentence, the word in indicate us the relation between cow and field. Okay, to indicate the relation between cow and field, it is indicating the relation between the cow and field. Second point is there, of is there, of is a preposition. Okay, it shows the relation between the attributes expressed by the adjective. The relation between attribute expressed by the adjective is showing the relation between the attribute expressed by the adjective. And in the third sentence, the word of show the action. Okay, in the third sentence, the word of show the relation between the action, or we can say that jump, or we can say that verb. The relation between the action expressed by the verb. In the third statement, look at here. In the third statement, the word of shows the relation between the action expressed by the verb. Okay, the cat jumped off the chair. The cat jumped off the chair. It means here it is a table. Here it is a chair. Okay, and from the chair, this cat jumped off. It means it is showing the relation between the action expressed by the what? Expressed by the verb jump and chair. Okay, expressed by the verb jump and chair. It is showing the relation between jump and chair. See here. So now the question is here, what exactly mean by this preposition? See here, I have given the definition. Please note down that definition into your notebook. A preposition is a word placed before a noun or pronoun to show in what relation the person or thing denoted by it stands in regard to something else. See here, a preposition is a word placed before the noun or pronoun. See, it is a word. It placed before the noun or the pronoun to show what relation the person or thing denoted by it stands in regard to something else. It means it is showing the relation between the noun and pronoun. See in a simple format we see preposition. See, pre and position. See, in this word only we are getting the definition of this. Pre means, see here, pre means preposition. What does it indicate us? Preposition. Pre means before. The meaning of pre is here before, and position means place. Position meaning, the meaning of preposition is here place. It means it's showing the relation between the noun or it placed before the noun or pronoun. It placed where? Before the noun or pronoun. Pre means before. Position means here place. Understood this? This is the definition of preposition. Now we'll discuss the rules of preposition. Some rules of preposition. How to use preposition, and then after I will discuss with you different types of preposition and which are given. Preposition which are given in our syllabus. That point we will discuss. First of all, I would like to clear what are the rules of using preposition. So rule number 1. Preposition must relate the noun or pronoun in the sentence. As I told you, the definition I have given, preposition means what? Preposition, a word that link a noun or pronoun. Same rule is here. It relates the noun or pronoun in the sentence. See here. But it is not necessary that preposition must always come before a noun or pronoun. It is not compulsory. Okay, it may come after a noun or pronoun, but in that noun or pronoun is a mandatory. Okay, what is not necessary here? Not necessary that preposition must always come before a noun or pronoun. Instead, that it must closely related to the noun and pronoun in the sentence. See, just what is required here? It must closely related to the noun and pronoun. Keep in mind. It is not necessary. It must always come before a noun or pronoun. It is not necessary. It is not rules. Okay. See here. But what is required here? It closely associated. It is closely related to the noun and pronoun in the sentence. I have given here some examples. Okay. See here. I put the thing in the box. Here the word in is a preposition and it relates to the noun here. It's showing the relation what? I and box. I put the box. What I put? The things in the box. Okay? It's showing the relation. What relation here? The box. Sorry, the word in. The preposition in showing the relation between the noun. Okay? Okay, noun and see here. The I is a pronoun is showing the relation between box and I. So, what I told you, it relates the noun and pronoun in the sentence. Not necessary, it always comes before a noun or before a pronoun. It is not mandatory. Okay, see here, that is something. Listen, that is something he cannot agree with. Now see, after with, no any word is given here. So, you may say that. So, you told that preposition means what? Linking between the nouns and pronoun. Okay, you have to use between nouns and pronoun, but after that it is not given. Any single word is not given, so this sentence may be wrong. No students. See here, what happened? That is something he cannot agree with. The word with is showing the relation between he. Okay, here the word pronoun he is used here. Means it relates the noun or pronoun in the sentence. So that statement is correct. Whom did you talk to? Here the word talk is a preposition. Whom did you talk to? Here the word talk is a preposition. But after talk to, there is no any word. So it may be wrong. Because I told you preposition must use. Okay? What? Noun and pronoun. No. Preposition must relate the noun and pronoun. Again and again I am revising this statement. Not necessary, it must always come before a noun or pronoun. It is not compulsory, but it must show the relation between noun and pronoun. Suppose here no any verb is given. That is something cannot agree with. You are not getting the proper meaning. Means it is not showing the relation between the noun and pronoun. If there is a no word of he, but the word he indicating that relation. He is a pronoun. See here in this case, whom did you talk to? Whom do you talk to? Here the word to showing the relation between pronoun you. Clear? So the preposition must relate the noun and pronoun in the sentence. Rule number 1. The rule number 2. The pronoun after the preposition must be objective pronoun. The pronoun after the preposition must be objective pronoun, not a subjective pronoun. In the chapter of pronoun, we have discussed this point. What is meant by objective pronoun and what is meant by subjective pronoun. See, I is an subjective pronoun and me converting to I converting to me. That is an objective pronoun. Okay. Then after you remain. Then after he converting to him. Okay, she convert into her. She is a subjective pronoun, her is a objective pronoun. The rule is telling us here, pronoun after the preposition must be objective, not to be subjective. Listen, the pronoun after the preposition should be in an objective form. Okay, it should be an objective pronoun, not subjective pronoun. What do you mean by this? With an example, we will try to understand. The present was from him. The present was from him. Okay? Him is a subjective pronoun. Instead of that, if I say he, the present was from he. He is a subjective pronoun. Right now, if I write in here, he. From is a pronoun. Sorry, from is a preposition. And him is a objective pronoun. The rule is telling that after preposition we have to use objective pronoun, not subjective pronoun. See why this statement is correct? The present was from him. Okay, him is a objective pronoun. But instead of him, if I am writing here he, then this statement will be wrong. Understood this? Another point. The meeting was attended by her. Okay, she converted into her. She is a subjective pronoun, her is an objective pronoun. The meeting was attended by her. Instead of that, if I am writing she, then it may be wrong. Okay, because her indicating, what we say? Her indicating objective pronoun. Okay, so after preposition, the pronoun after the preposition must be objective pronoun. If we are using the pronoun after the preposition, then always we have to use objective pronoun, not subjective pronoun. She gave it to them. She gave it to them, not they. Okay, them is an objective pronoun. Okay, got my point? Now, rule number third. What is the rule number third is here? A verb cannot become a prepositional object. Means after preposition you cannot use or we cannot use verb. Clear? If you have to use, then there is another rule is there that we will discuss. After this rule, I will like to discuss this rule also. Because if we are using the verb, then we have to write that verb into gerund form. Okay, into gerund form we have to write that verb. Okay, what is this? That I will explain later. But first of all, we will discuss this point. Verb cannot become a prepositional object. Means we cannot use verb after a preposition. After the preposition, we cannot use verb. See here, I have given some examples, and these all examples are wrong. How it is wrong and why it is wrong, that we will discuss. He is a bad at keep promises. He is a bad at keep promises. But you see here, keep is what? What is the keep? Keep is a verb. Keep is a verb. But before the keep, I have used here at. But our rule is telling that verb cannot become a prepositional object. So this statement is wrong. They are talented in hunt. Hunt is a verb. Okay? Hunt is a verb. They are talented in hunting. That is correct. But here, what is that? They are talented in hunt. Hunt is a verb. And our rule is telling that we cannot use prepositional object. Or we cannot use verb as a prepositional object. So, this statement is wrong because after in, we have to use here preposition. So after in means here preposition, we have used verb, and so the statement is wrong. She is interested in improve herself. See here, in after improve. Improve is what? Improve is a verb. But after preposition, we cannot use object or verb. We cannot use verb as a prepositional object. Okay, so this statement is also wrong. She is an interesting in work for us. She is an interesting in work for us. In work. Work is a verb. So this statement is also wrong. Keep in mind, a verb cannot become a prepositional object. Means we cannot write verb as an object, okay, verb as a prepositional object. This is the rule number 3. The next rule that I would like to explain here. Verb place after preposition should be in gerund form. I told you, we may not use verb as an, what I said in the previous rule, I told you, verb as an object. Right? No. Objective preposition. After preposition we cannot use. But how can we use verb place after preposition? But if you have to write the verb after preposition, then we can write, okay, what we did it? We can use it as a verb. Clear? As it is in a gerund form. See here, swimming is my hobby. Here, it looks like an ing form of the verb, but it acts as a noun in the sentence. Okay? See here, I have given one more example. Smoking is injurious to health. Okay? Smoking, it appears like an ing form, but it is functioning as a noun, and that's why if you have to use a verb after preposition, then you may use it in a gerund form. This is the basic I discussed with you. When object of preposition is an interrogative pronoun. Interrogative pronoun means who, what, whom. These are the WH pronouns, WH words are there. That are called interrogative. When object of the preposition is an interrogative pronoun, the preposition takes end or front position. At that time, we may use it at the end or in the front position. Okay? See, interrogative pronouns are like here: whom, what, who, okay, which, when. These are the interrogative. At that time, the preposition may use at the end or the beginning. What are you thinking of? What are you thinking of? See here, of is here. That word of we have used at the end of the preposition, at the end of the statement. Clear? See, because our object of preposition is an interrogative pronoun, the preposition takes place at the end or front position. Here, what is an interrogative? So the preposition is here, of takes place either in the front or in the in the end of this preposition. See, here it is an example of at the end of the preposition takes place at the end of the statement. Here, by which bus did you come? By which bus did you come? By is a preposition which is an interrogative. Clear? By which bus did you come? Understood this? This is another example that we have discussed. For whom was interaction given? For whom was interaction given? For is an preposition and whom is an interrogative pronoun. I hope that till this point you have understood very well. Now we will discuss the types of preposition and some preposition which are given in your textbook. That preposition we will discuss in detail. Okay friends, now we will discuss types of prepositions or kinds of preposition. The first type, that is a simple preposition. Friends, simple prepositions are used to denote, to describe location, time and place. For example, at, in, for, from, of, on, out, till, to, up, with, through, down, by. See, these are some examples of simple preposition. See, I would like to give example how they are utilizing to denote time, place and action. See, as well as location also. See here, the cat sat on the table. Okay, it denoting the place or the location or position here. And another example, the cat jumped off from the table. The cat jumped off from the table. It means these prepositions are used to denote the location, time and place. See, next preposition is there, that is a next type is there, that is a compound preposition. Friends, these prepositions are usually formed by prefixing a or b. For example, between, along, amidst, beside, beneath, okay, below, and adjective and adverb. Here, without, underneath, these are coming under this category. The first preposition type is simple preposition, second one is an compound preposition. Preposition is there, phrasal preposition. See, these prepositions are formed by joining two or more words. For example, along with, because of, by means of, in course of, in spite of, according to, in front of, by means of. See, it has repeated, I think. Okay. See, these are phrasal prepositions. See, some more examples, some more prepositions types are also having in our language. That also I will discuss. But what are the important points are there? That point already I have discussed with you. Simple prepositions. Then after I told you compound preposition. Then after type is there phrasal preposition. And some more 2-3 points are having. That also I would like to share with you. See here, that is a participle preposition. See, that is a participle preposition, double prepositions. See, into, upon, onto, okay, out of. These are the double preposition. Double preposition means two prepositions are using at a time. Out of, into, okay, upon. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess. One example I would like to give you. Once upon a time. Once upon a time. Up on. These are the double preposition. See, these are the different types of preposition. Friends, after that, as per as our exam point of view and as per as syllabus, we will discuss some more important prepositions and their function. We will discuss some important prepositions. You title some importance prepositions that I would like to discuss with you with their function. Some importance prepositions with their function I would like to discuss with you. Now, some prepositions are there that are used in the reference of time. For example, at, in and on. See, at, in, on. See, what is the functioning of that? When we are using it in the reference of time, that time, how to utilize it? At, precise time. Okay, at we used to denote a precise time. For example, at 3 o'clock. The meeting has been arranged at 3 o'clock. Okay, at noon, at dinner time. Okay, I will talk with him at noon. Okay, see here, these are precise time. Okay, next in is there, that is that used to denote the month, year and century. We are talking regarding to the time. Okay, these prepositions also used to denote place also. Okay, that point I will discuss after this one. Month, year and century. In used to denote the month, year and century. For example, in May, in 1990, okay, in the next century, in the past year. Okay, see, to denote the month, year and century, we are using in. Then after, on, days and dates. On Sunday, on Monday. 25th, on 25th January, on Christmas Day. Okay, see, these means here, these prepositions are used to indicating the time. For example, I have a meeting at 10 a.m. As I told you, and indicating the precise time. Here see, I have a meeting at 10 a.m. Next is here in. In used to denote, see here, for example, next example is here, do you work on Sunday? On is functioning to be, it used to denote the day and days. Do you work on Sunday? There should be a lot of progress in the next century. In the next century, it means it indicating the centuries. Clear? Understood this? See, these prepositions we are using in the reference of time. Prepositions are there that we are using in the reference of place. See, that are at, in and on. See. At the point here, at the corner, at the end of the road, at the address. Okay, see, These are the prepositions. For example is here, Rima is waiting for you at the bus stop. Here the word at indicating point. Where she is waiting? At the bus stop. Next, enclosed space. In use to denote enclosed space. For example, in the garden, in India, in a box, in a car. Do you work in a company? Okay. Then next, on use for to denote the surface. On the wall, on the ceiling, on the floor. See, to denote the surface thing, there was a no smoking sign on the wall. Okay, means on used to denote the surface point. Understood this? Okay, next preposition will type preposition that we will discuss with and by. Okay, with used for instrument and by used for agent. Means what? With an example, we try to understand. The snake was killed by him with and stick. The stick is an agent, and here, here see, the snake was killed by him with a stick. With indicating instrument, and by him, who killed? By him, indicating agent. Okay, so with is used for instrument and by is used for the agents. The letter was written by Suresh. Suresh is an agent, and with pencil is an instrument. Okay, next preposition is the below, under and beneath. Okay, under usually denote physical contact. The first preposition here, under, that denoting the physical contact, and below denotes space between the thing. For example, he puts the book under the pillow. Where he put? See, it indicating the physical contact. The book has touched the pillow, and because of that, he puts the books under the pillow. Next example is here, they live below us. They live below us means what? We are living on the second floor and they live on the first floor. So they live below us. Now beneath is used to denote something which is under another thing. Means what? I found pleasure in seeing beneath the trees. I found pleasure in seeing, in sitting beneath the tree. Understood this? Prepositions that we will discuss with and by. Okay, with used for instrument and by used for agent. Means what? With an example, we try to understand. The snake was killed by him with and stick. The stick is an agent, and here, here see, the snake was killed by him with a stick. With indicating instrument, and by him, who killed? By him, indicating agent. Okay, so with is used for instrument and by is used for the agents. The letter was written by Suresh. Suresh is an agent, and with pencil is an instrument. Okay, next preposition is the below, under and beneath. Okay, under usually denote physical contact. The first preposition here, under, that denoting the physical contact, and below denotes space between the thing. For example, he puts the book under the pillow. Where he put? See, it indicating the physical contact. The book has touched the pillow, and because of that, he puts the books under the pillow. Next example is here, they live below us. They live below us means what? We are living on the second floor and they live on the first floor. So they live below us. Now beneath is used to denote something which is under another thing. Means what? I found pleasure in seeing beneath the trees. I found pleasure in seeing, in sitting beneath the tree. Understood this? The next preposition is here, that is a to. To we use in the direction of. In the direction to denote the directions. Okay, turn to right, turn to left. Okay, see, destination. I am going to Jaipur. I am going to Rajasthan. Okay, see, to denote the destination with indirect object. To we use with an indirect object. Please give it to me. Please give it to me. To denote indirect object or with an indirect object, we may use what? To. Then after until, from Monday to Friday, 5 minutes to 10. See, until we use, see, to we use to denote until, from Monday to Sunday, from this period to that. Okay, 5 minutes to 10. 5 minutes are remain to 10. See, these all these conditions we are applying to. Next, that is a into. To the inside of. To the inside of, we step into the room. We step into the means we enter into the room. Change of condition. To denote the changing condition, the boy changed to man. Here we have taken some important prepositions. Remaining part of the preposition discussed in the next video. Okay, till thank you very much. Otherwise, we will discuss it by the Google Meet. Okay, thank you friends. I hope you understood these prepositions very well. We have to keep in mind the different prepositions and their application. Thank you very much.